So just keeping an eye on the Korean won. Not really seeing much of a reaction, just a tiny bit of weakness there. So a reminder with just some of the news that we had about Korea over the last couple of days or so, that South Korea fired warning shots at North Korean troops crossing the border. That was from BBC News, but just to give you a bit more of context as to what Trump is talking about. So South Korea on the weekend had confirmed it had fired warning shots early in the week at North Korean soldiers who brutally crossed the heavily fortified border between the two nations. You had the North Korean state media that called the shots a deliberate provocation, and Pyongyang had accused Seoul of risking uncontrollable tensions.
All right. Good morning. Good morning, Liwepan. Facundo, good morning. All right, I took a little bit of an overnight trade here. Got 5 minutes till open. We've been trailing those stops. Could possibly get stopped out even on this trend line test. We'll see if we continue down here. It's been just a downtrend ever since that really big jump on Friday. So just waiting to see what we can do. Let's see here. There we go. There. I turned on subscriber only mode because I remember we got some spammers last week. Nathan, good morning. Big Burrs, good morning. Yes, I'm in a short currently. I've got trailing stop losses. Our first stop hits at 23,505. Then we got the rest at like 510. A bullish or bearish today? Well, we'll have to see how it opens, but
It's also probably what else Trump is referring to is due to the political instability that Korea had faced, still kind of faces a little bit, but could also be referring to that too.
if we look at our 4-hour chart, I know it's a little bit messy. Honestly, I kind of want to just get rid of these boxes. I mean, this bounced like right into the box. Kind of crazy. Right at the top of the box it rejected. But anyways, if you take a look at this box, or not this box, this line right here, this trend line, that's what started back on the 13th. Ever since then, it's been rejecting this trend line. That bounce on Friday basically came above this trend line, and then since then started downtrending. So I made a little trend line off of this level, and so far it's created another little downtrend, a little bit more of a steep downtrend. So my thought is, as long as I don't get stopped out here, my thought is basically to try to ride this down to, where is it? To like the 300s level. So right down into here. That's my thought process for today. But anything could happen. Already have profit on this overnight short. Just hoping that 23,500 rejects, continues down. But it could bounce up still. Stop
1
me
minute to
out
go till we get the
on,
market on open
40%
imbalance.
of the position, and then continue down. So we'll see what happens here. Good morning, Jose Lopez. Are the white areas orbs now? They're just kind of support / resistance lines that I just had marked out from previous supports / resistances. So that's all it really is. But just looking at structure before, leading it through, you know, it's kind of held multiple times. Right here, see, this was a resistance, blasted
10
through,
seconds.
was resistance, now potentially becoming resistance again.
Market on open imbalance. S&P 500
Okay,
sell
we got
side
stopped out
88
of
million.
one.
NASDAQ 100 sell side 8 million. Dow 30 buy side 3 million.
Okay,
Mag 7
we got
buy
fully
side
stopped out.
0.8 million.
So now we play the orb. So as of right now, let's see here. As of right now, we bounced up above this trend line. Still can go all the way up here. Well, actually, never mind. Never mind. It actually went up a little higher. There's the trend line. And it rejected off of it. That's also where VWAP is. You know, a couple important numbers. Let's see here. Yeah, I just got stopped out of everything. In profit though, so. There's the rejection. So it may have been smarter to set my stops a little bit further. Cause I legitimately, okay, we hit a quick scalp there. We legitimately got stopped out less than 10 points out. So a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, this bounce was basically just because Jerome Powell said, I'm open to cutting rates. That's all he said. Open to cutting rates in September. Which, you know, it's not really that good of news. Yeah, just because he's open to it does not mean that the economy's looking great. Doesn't really mean That much. Shane, good morning. So it's a breakout signal and then a very quick rejection. So unfortunate because I lost like 40 points there. All right, since that trend line rejected, I'm kind of fine reopening shorts. I really wanted a bigger bounce there, but it looks like it's just selling off now. A little bit unfortunate. Okay, and we're building our 15-minute range. Super late on the cash count.
Order filled.
You took a short at the trend line. Nice profit of 180 bucks. Nice. That jump after Powell's speech had to be retraced. I mean, yeah, true.
Intel shares rise 2% after the US government to take a 10% stake in the company.
But like overall, you know, Powell's saying that he may be open to cutting rates.
Order filled.
It's not exactly bullish, in my opinion. I pretty much bottomed.
Crypto stocks slide
Bottom
as
ticked
Bitcoin
this
falls
short
for a
entry
third straight
on the
day.
cash account.
Order filled.
Okay, a little bounce there. All right. Well, let's see. We'll go like this. Like that. Okay, we got 9 minutes left. So far, the range is about 70 points. So as long as we don't widen the range, I'm liking it. 100 tick range so far? No, it's larger.
Stop filled.
Remember, one tick is 25 cents on the NASDAQ.
Stop filled. Order filled. Order filled.
So far we have 75 points of range, approximately. We bounced out of 500. Well, 500 to reject for this wick here to be a fake out. Anything could happen though. S&P broke out. Okay. S&P broke out, testing VWAP now. Testing anchored VWAP too.
Order filled.
Okay, we got about 5.5 minutes left. 90 points of range, now it's about 75. And on that jump, when we opened, we got up to that trend line, longer term trend line, and it rejected. So I think that's a good sign. If it breaks through that trend line, then yeah, we might be trying to target all-time highs. Okay, and that was about 510 rejection. Four more minutes. Yeah, you're supposed to technically wait for the 5-minute candle to close outside of the range. But also, you know, like 50% or more of the time, you're going to get a bad entry if you do wait. So I kind of look for other weakness or strength to try to start building the position a little bit earlier. Ideally, if you want to play the orb with like as high of a win rate as possible, you basically wait for that 5-minute candle to close, and then you just set an order at the bottom of the range, and then, you know, 30 or 40% of the time, or maybe 50% of the time you'll get filled there. And then out of those times, you know, it's like a 70-something% chance of hitting TP1. But you'll only be getting like 10 trades a month, maybe less. All right, 2 minutes. All right, and then we also have some news in about 15 minutes too. New home sales could move the markets a little bit. Okay, range is almost established. Looks like it's failing. S&P is still holding higher lows. NASDAQ's leading. Okay, that's our 15-minute range there, established. TP1 is 23,406 to the downside, 23,555 to the upside. I'm going to be targeting the downside. You chopping today? I don't know, we'll see. It's possible. Okay, bounce off 450. There are several different nuances to the orb strategy. Some set the highs and lows as stops, some wait for retest, and some enter at closes above. Some place their stops differently. Yeah, so you can like manage it in a lot of different ways. I mean, some people even just do the 1 minute candle close. Just all depends on how you want to do it. The only reason I say waiting for the 5-minute candle close is because that's exactly how I back tested it. I didn't back test any other way. So the spreadsheet I shared with you guys, that back test is specifically with those rules. So if there's a fake out and the 5-minute candle just wicks outside of the range. I don't consider it an orb break.
According to Yonhap, Korea's presidential office says they will check the situation after Trump comments on
Okay,
purge.
S&P's starting to fail now. A little bit, maybe not. NASDAQ's bouncing.
Order filled.
Technically, yeah, big burst. I myself don't wait, but that's what the back test does, is wait. So as of right now, there's been no breakout at all, or breakdown. Okay. Break into the upside. I got 50-point trailing stops. So it trailed a bit here. If it's a 50-point bounce, it gets stopped out.
At 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the US new home sales change unit. Forecast 0.63 million, previous 0.627 million. The US new home sales change month on month. Forecast 0.5%, previous 0.6%.
Okay, a little bit of chop this morning. No direction. The biggest Bitcoin drop in weeks. Interesting stuff. Good morning, Lynette. Powell did the typical Fed thing, rescue the assets of those with the most assets, the wealthy. London Open had a bigger orb today, did it? London opens up at midnight, right? This was open. It's about the same size, I think, right? I do like that this trend line rejected multiple times. Okay. Breaking out of that previous high, possibly. You're from Amsterdam, so you trade the London Open.
US
Gotcha.
listed shares of Chinese firms rise, tracking gains in domestic stocks. Alibaba up 2.9%, PDD Holdings up 4.3%, NetEase up 4.6%, and Baidu up 3.5%.
So this week's gonna be pretty crazy, guys, just so you know. We got
So
NVIDIA
Baidu up
earnings on
3.5%.
Wednesday, I think, after hours. It's gonna be pretty nuts. There may be some insane volatility this week. Okay, still no direction. Technically looks a little bit stronger to the upside than downside as of right now. Might be waiting for the 7 a.m. news, possibly. But it's not really... I mean, yeah, I guess possibly. It's not really anything huge, though.
In 5 minutes' time, we have the US new home sales. Forecast 0.63 million, previous 0.627 million. US new home sales change month on month. Forecast 0.5%, previous 0.6%.
Little bull flag on the 1 minute. I'm not seeing it, brother. Currently, this just looks like straight up chop.
Stop filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Coming up to test that trend line again.
Order filled.
And VWAP. Okay. Let's see here. It's coming up again to test the bigger trend line too. Okay, looks like it wants to break out. Let's see. Still under VWAP on both S&P and NASDAQ. But can't deny it does look like it wants to come out. NASDAQ just kind of leading it too.
Stop fill.
1 minute to go. I'll be leading with the US new home sales.
Order filled.
Intel shares pair early gains, last up 0.1%.
So when the orb trend line is reached, you wait 5 more minutes to close. Above or under? Yes.
10 seconds.
That's technically the way I back tested. But I myself don't do that always. I actually rarely do that.
0.652 million, 0.652 million, higher than the forecast of 0.63 million. US new home sales change month on month, minus 0.6%, minus
bounce.
0.6%. Lower than the forecast of 0.5%.
Big bounce. Okay, let's see. It needs to reject here back into the range. Okay. Rejected back into the range. Technically needs to stay out here for 4 minutes. I really like that rejection. I love that rejection. But it needs to come all the way down. Came down and bounced off 505. It's got about 3 minutes that has to stay above. It'd technically be a bullish breakout. Or sorry, yeah, bullish opening range breakout. But just sitting right at the top of the range right now. If you do take a long here, you would basically be targeting 23,555. I'm a little bit hesitant because I have this trend line up here, which it's, well, let's see. Did it break out of it? I guess sorta, kinda. But it did break out a little bit, so the trend line got adjusted slightly.
US new home sales prior revised 0.656 million, 0.656 million compared to the original prior of 0.627 million. US new home sales month on month prior revised 4.1% compared to the original prior of 0.6%.
Okay, 2 more minutes. Needs to get below 518 within the next minute and a half. But it looks like it wants to grind up. S&P's still looking kind of weakish. NASDAQ's just leading. The S&P is still below VWAP, still looking kind of weak, not breaking out. The NASDAQ's just bouncing. NASDAQ's just running. Very interesting stuff. $30 seconds. Okay, it broke out higher. Breaking out higher.
Stop filled.
Okay, it's technically bullish breakout. 10 more seconds. It's pretty much at TP1. Yeah, good luck, Lawrence. Okay, so this one broke out right here. Yeah, it technically broke out. All right. I guess there's also something like this, which would mean the test of this line would be 23,600. That's possible. S&P's still at VWAP. NASDAQ literally just the one that's leading this thing. Russell's weak, Dow's weak.
So we have the US new home sales July 2025
Gold's
report on the
rallying.
feed for those interested.
I don't know why, but this just feels like a fake out to me. Everything else is looking like pretty weak.
Order filled.
Could just chop and get ups and down. Might be a day to trick people. Possibly, yeah.
Stop filled.
Look at SPY just chop. Yeah, like SPY's not looking as strong. It's very, very choppy. Russell's choppy, and then Dow's been selling off. See, Dow's holding that trend. Russell, not really. Let's see if the SPY still has its trend intact. Man, it would be something like, I don't know, something like that, I guess. So it could still go up to like these highs here. Then maybe rejection. Waiting for price to reach 23,560 to short. Okay.
Stop
Just
filled.
getting all these 50-point stops hit.
Stop filled.
Nice big trend up. Okay, that technically hit TP1. Well, it was actually 25 cents off.
Order filled.
Okay, a little rejection. Yeah, it's actually not hit TP1 yet. 25 cents off.
Order filled.
Okay, S&P's breaking down. 1, 2, 3.
Order filled. Order filled.
1, 2,
Order filled.
3.
Order filled. Order filled.
Okay. Let's see. S&P, little break. It's got to kind of break a trend line over here. NASDAQ just needs to get back to VWAP to test and break through. I'm liking it more to the short side, but it's like it's grinding up definitely. It is most definitely grinding up. Okay, S&P is going lower. NASDAQ's still holding. S&P's testing this this little trend line here. So this needs to break. It's below VWAP again. Want to see it sell off. Yeah, I didn't take the orb long, because I had some other trend lines I was looking at. It's an overall downtrend on the, I guess, medium time frames. Well, not even medium, actually. On the higher time frames, like the hourly and 4 hour, it's a downtrend. This bounce kind of just got back up into the top of that range. That's about it. That's why I'm a little bit more nervous to long, because if I'm longing, then I'm basically betting that it's going to break through this this trend line. Where is it? Wait, what just happened? Well, I have no idea what just happened. Anyways, I guess I can see it on the daily, so that it breaks through there. Oh, it's on this one, that's why. This trend right here. So I could technically get up to like 23,610 approximately. That's also TP1 on the long side hit. So congrats to those who took the long. Looked away for like 5 minutes, it went down. Alright, S&P bounce there. Yeah, NASDAQ's kind of just leading this today. Kind of trying to catch a top here on the cash account. So I'll keep taking small stops. Hopefully catch a top at some point. Previous close is also 23,570. TP2 is 23,593. There's a possibility it grinds up to 23,600. S&P holding this trend. I want to see a break.
Order filled.
By the way, guys, this is a 150k take profit trader eval that I'm trading right now. I think my goal will be to it'll be to just pass one eval at a time. So I kind of thought about it. I was like, you know what? I don't really want to jump in again with 5. Like, it just like mentally gets to you. I don't know why. It's really not that scary to copy trade 5, but like mentally, I'm just like, oh, I want to pass these as fast as possible. But and like when you get close, you're like, oh, I almost got all 5, you know, to the profit target. But I'm just gonna do one account at a time. So I'm doing 150k eval. I'm gonna take it to the profit target. Right when that becomes funded, I'll open up the next eval. And then I'll copy trade 2 accounts and just slowly grind my way up to 5 funded accounts. Which, you know, it could take a month, could take longer. If, you know, in crazy situations, it could be faster than a month. But I don't expect that. Okay, a little rejection. S&P still holding that trend line.
At 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index, forecast -1.7, previous 0.9.
Super tiny rejection. Still holding. Okay. Take your time, no time limit, yeah. So might as well. How many days do you have to pass? You have unlimited time. It's just a minimum of 5 trading days. Or, yeah, 5 trading days minimum that you have to take. But, yeah, there's no time limit.
Order filled.
Or there's no maximum amount of time. Okay. There's a good rejection. That's the break of this trend line. Let's see it stay below. We want to see a break of 23,490 for there to be a breakdown signal. So that would be blasting through the VWAP, 100 and 200 EMAs on the 1-minute time frame. Big bounce.
Order filled.
Bounced off the top of the range as well. Like right on that tick. Okay, S&P is staying below. That's good. I'm gonna delete that trend line. Bounced on these levels. We want to see it go lower. NASDAQ's quite far above. For the NASDAQ to join S&P, it's going to have to come all the way down here. Interesting to see a little bit of rotation into tech. Which, speaking of, what's NVIDIA doing?
According to South Korea's
Well,
Justice Minister telling
guess it's
Parliament,
being bought up.
saying, has long had impression that Trump and leaders in Washington have distorted information about Lee and the ruling party.
Yeah. It's like all of tech being bought up. Pretty crazy. All the tech just being bought up. By the way, guys, I got a little bit sick. Kind of sucks. If you take a 15-minute nap, you're going to miss history. But if you don't take a nap, nothing happens. Isn't it like always like that?
In 5 minutes' time, we have the US Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index, forecast minus 1.7, previous 0.9.
Yeah, pretty choppy today so far. Pretty dang choppy. With my overnight short, by the way, I was targeting 300s. So we had this little downtrend. We obviously bounced a little bit. But I was overall targeting like the 23 300s. Like 350, 320. Back to this level. I don't know that we get it though, but these are the levels I was targeting with the overnight short. I guess overall the S&P's kind of holding this. It's really got to just break these levels. Yo, I'm doing well, just a little bit sick. Yeah, growing a stash. Yeah. Okay, I'm hearing some sellers. Get on down there. Okay, and as far as like any type of news, I mean, there's really not much. Not much today. Trump's meeting with South Korea. I guess later on today. That's really about it. Okay, that was quite a big bounce there. Some market buyers stepped in. There it goes. Looks like it's breaking to the upside possibly. That's a 10th VWAP test on the S&P.
1 minute to go.
Okay, we're about to get Dallas Fed. Manufacturing Business Index, whatever that is.
We have posted a live video of Trump on the feed signing a new executive
Only
order
trade
on
one
flag
prop
burning
now,
for
only
those
see one
interested.
PNL. Yeah, I'm currently just doing one TPC.
He's currently not speaking live yet.
Bought some Debbie Wasserman Schultz insider trading stocks today. She's on the committee that awards defense contracts. Interesting.
Ten seconds.
Order filled.
Still waiting on the data.
DBZ, what's DBZ?
Minus 1.8, minus 1.8, lower than the forecast of minus 1.7.
Okay. I guess that's bearish. Just barely off. Okay, S&P's testing that level again on the trend line. NASDAQ kind of has a little bit of a trend line here that needs to break. Still just waiting. Russell's at VWAP. Dow's kind of just selling off a little bit. It's a little bit messy.
Stop filled.
Already said. Oh yeah, I only trade one TPT account, take profit trader. I'm currently just doing one eval. It was too much stress on my brain to do 5. Not really, but I need to reset a little bit. Okay, well, we're just kind of consolidating up here. It's probably going to break out higher, honestly. You know, we made this leg up. We had some chop here, chop. Broke out. Chop, chop. Looks like it wants to break higher.
Furniture tariffs will be imposed as part of a national security investigation into lumber, according to CNBC, citing a White House official.
Can't I just use one of the 5? I can, but you're paying a subscription for the evals. So you kind of, yeah. I've already got a position right now open that has a somewhat wide stop loss. No, I blew those 5 accounts, bro. That's why I'm resetting. It was, I forgot which day it was. I think it was Wednesday last week. Yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate. Okay, well, we wicked up a couple times to TP1. Bullish orb, all of that. Overall longer term downtrend. But, you know, I guess technically on the 1 hour it could have been a bull flag forming to break through this longer term trend line. I mean, it's still got to go up over 50 points to break through. It would have to break like, I guess like, yeah, 610, 625, something around there to really break out. If it breaks out from there, like I was saying, like we would be hunting all-time highs again. Higher low, and then higher low, it held, bounced. The short really is just a bet on a continuation of this trend and this becoming a longer trend for lower lows eventually. Frank, how much do I have to make per month to survive? About 5K. Yeah, yo. It was going very well until it wasn't. Streamers are 50-50 here. Be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, like technically it's with the strategy and everything. This is a long. But I don't really like the long as much just because we have a couple things on here that favor a more downside. Okay, about to get stopped out here. If it breaks through this. S&P hasn't really moved at all either. It's just the NASDAQ rallying. Just tech rallying.
France's Prime Minister Bayrou says, I will request a confidence vote in Parliament on September. So that's September 8th. French Prime Minister Bayrou says, I will request a confidence vote in Parliament on September 8th. It's the French Prime Minister Bayrou speaking in a Paris press conference now.
Let's see. Have there been a lot of months where you didn't hit the 5K? Yeah, there's been some months where I hit over and then some under. What was the reason? So you can learn. It's because I took an overnight short. And I accidentally over leveraged. The short was actually an incredibly good idea, and it would have hit massive. But I was doing it while I was incredibly sleepy. It was like I just came home after a long day, all that stuff. And I don't know exactly what happened, but I think I accidentally did minis instead of micros, and I went to sleep. So I guess lesson learned there is I get verified before taking the trade, first of all, and second of all, because I had a drawdown plan, but I didn't check my drawdown. So I would have realized that I'm over leveraged if I would have just checked drawdown. And it was, yeah, it was literally, it was only 100 points of movement in the opposite direction. Shane, you're waiting for 600 to short? Yeah, it's probably a way better level to short at. We entered a bear market on Bitcoin 13 July, so money might flow into gold, altcoins, even tech stocks potentially. I guess that makes sense. Look at this chop on the S&P though. You see this? Look at those wicks. That's insane. Like the NASDAQ's just rallying and then the S&P's chopping, like crazily chopping. Lynette, are you trading against the orb? There were 2 good entries to upside, could have played it twice. Locking in points each time. Yeah. Yeah, this entry right here would have been good for TP1, and then yeah, second one to TP1. But technically right now, like, the orb has already played out. But yeah, I did play against the orb today. I played against the orb because I saw rejection and overall downtrend here, and then on the 4-hour, we've got like this trend line here. I kind of had it set to around approximately like this, something like that. Let's see, it was something like this there. Anyways, we have this trend line. It rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that's why I'm liking the downside a little more, even with the orb. But the unfortunate thing is it could technically rally up another like 60 to like 80 points. It could rally up all the way to here to actually get to that trend line. Okay, S&P's testing these levels again. Rain, hello. Frank, you held a Bitcoin short from Friday to Sunday open. Went short at 116,300, closed it at 113. Nice, dude. I think I shorted Bitcoin at like 123, and then I covered at like 115 or something. Or 118. Yeah, it was 118 around there. I didn't make very much on it though. It was a super tiny short. Okay, that level bounced. Russell rejected VWAP. Dow's continuing further down. Gold is rallying. Silver looking to break out possibly. Treasuries not doing much. All this consolidation makes you an observer. Yeah, that's probably smart. Okay, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Elon Musk's XAI sues Apple and OpenAI in US court in Texas for allegedly violating antitrust laws, according to a court filing.
All right. Very interesting. Very interesting tech. Rotation into tech.
Order filled.
So the S&P kind of broke below its trend. Let's pop in right back up in there.
Stop filled.
Very interesting. Nvidia is just rallying. Okay.
So Trump is now speaking at the White House. Again, we do have a live video on the feed for those interested.
Okay, I got some stops out. About to get fully stopped out.
Stop filled.
Okay, last one. Let's see here.
Stop filled.
Choppy day, gonna sit back and look for structure. Smart.
So it appears the live videos are not quite yet on Trump speaking live. We're just getting some reports on the wires that he is going to be speaking soon.
Okay. Let's watch. So 600 level possible.
So we have updated the live video on the feed for those interested. Again, Trump speaking live now.
1, 2, 3, 4. Longer term trend line down. If it breaks like 620, we're going to be
So
targeting
remember, we saw
all-time
earlier
highs.
reports that Trump's executive order signing today is going to be on flag burning and desecration. So unsure if it'll be relevant to policy. We'll just keep an eye out anyway.
Honestly, if it breaks this trend line, it's probably breaking 650. If it breaks 650, we're grinding up to the 800 level. Maybe I do have to play it long. Maybe I have to play it long. And play it for the, at least the touch of this trend line here. Which is about 50 points. Well, not even 50 points. Maybe I wait for it to get there and I short. It's a difficult decision for me. Could have played the orb today. I had a couple trends that I was looking at, and it just it looked weaker than I thought, especially with S&P movement and everything. But I guess the S&P is just chopping around, and really there's just some tech rotation, which I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Tech is pretty lean compared to, you know, other types of companies. So in a situation of like a recession, you know, a lot of tech companies will probably survive better than maybe brick and mortar.
The Stocks Europe 600 index extends its drop to a session low of spot 4%.
600 is halfway back. Okay. Gotcha. Well, I guess half back to what? Guess if you're talking, maybe from open, yeah. Well, maybe not. 400, 200. Technically, 550 would be halfway back, no? Yeah, it'd be 550 would be half. If you're talking about this move here. Oh, from the daily open? Daily open of this candle, I guess. Yeah, this would be a pretty incredible head and shoulders potentially to lead us into a bear market. If anything, the chop on the 1 minute is forming a bear flag. Watch the lower line. What on the S&P? On the 1 minute? Yeah, right now, yeah. After this rejection here, right now, it's potential bear flag. But like, if we're talking about moves that we wanted to make, like, I'm wanting to see like 150 points down or more, you know, from these levels. If I were to just be targeting what I was targeting earlier, I'll enter early on the cash again. Maybe I get a couple just to start here on the bear flag.
Order filled. Order filled.
And then we'll add on if it gets closer to 600. If it starts getting nice and weak, I'll add on to the winner. Gurov, good morning. Sorry, not have just be daily open. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Daily open, well, daily previous open is 23,570. But yeah, 23,570 would be previous open. Or sorry, previous close, my bad. Oh, you're talking about over here, okay. Like 611. I got you now. Okay, I got you. I totally got you now. My bad. Took me a little bit there. I now understand. Yeah, I understand now. Okay. On MNQ. Yeah, so this is a little bear flag. It played out. Like, I need a big old move, you know what I mean? Currently holding the 9 EMA on the 5-minute chart. Looks like it wants to go up to 600. Finally hit Friday's close, yep. And then rejected off those levels. S&P just looks kind of gross. But at some point, you know, with this chop on S&P, I guess I do see it rallying up. I marked out this little trend line on the S&P here.
The French 10-year government debt hits
Doesn't really have the
touches
same
session
type
lows
of
now,
trend line
extending its
though.
drop.
But I got it marked out on the S&P. It's like this here. So it could get like 15 more points to the upside on the S&P. Okay, nice little bounce. I'll add one there.
Order filled.
No trade on your live accounts. Just took one trade on the eval. And today's I mean, it's Monday, I guess. What else is there to expect? Monday's gonna be a little bit of a chop. Especially around open. NASDAQ is a little bit cleaner though than the S&P. One more.
Order filled.
Throwing on a little scalp. Because the market's not meeting your levels. We're halfway to TP2. TP2 is 23,593. Okay, breaking out higher. Need volume for sellers to make sense right now. Yeah. Adding one more there.
Filled.
S&P's like still at this level. It's so crazy. NASDAQ's pretty much flat on the day. It went to green there for a second. S&P's still down here. Russell's still selling off. Dow's still selling off. Gold is still rallying. Silver's kind of consolidating. Looking for a breakout, I think. Really nothing else. Alright, I'm going to do my $10 to 10K challenge video. Let's see what we can buy today. Yeah, tech is just rallying. Crazy. Mag 7's just rallying. You've seen this day before when it taps right to the top of the orb, keeps slowly going up. Yeah, it could definitely happen. I think if we break 600 cleanly, I'm gonna possibly just not touch it for the rest of the day. All right, what are we buying today? I think we're gonna go stick with the boring one. $10 of treasuries. I mean, they're giving us a good yield. Two longs, micros on ES, and he sold $4 profit. Quick and easy. Nice. Yeah, honestly, the S&P, like, the S&P may at some point join the NASDAQ here. It looks like it wants to break out. Yeah, and it's nice above VWAP now. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Google hit a 52-week high as well. I guess all-time high. That's cool. We got Google in the $10 10K challenge portfolio. Okay, TP2's almost there for the 15-minute orb. Anyone longing this? 23,593, 592.75 is the target.
Order filled.
Okay, added one right there. Holding the 1-minute 9 EMA there on the NASDAQ. S&P looks like it wants to break out. Little tiny pullback. NASDAQ's starting to look like a little bit weak. S&P a little stronger than the NASDAQ right now. May just visit the 21 EMA on the 1-minute. What are the levels it held? So it's kind of held the 3-minute 21 EMA. So for it to really break that, it would need to break 23,550. 23,550 would be the test of the 3-minute 21 EMA, which is what it held about 3 or 4 times. Okay, there's the bounce. Okay, and I'm about to check what day it is today for the $10 to 10K challenge. Six, 7, 8, 9. Day 699. Alright, I'm gonna record this video real quick. Be right back. Nick, Trump has been irritating you since April. Government buying until stock is crazy. Yeah, it is kind of nuts. Alright, I'm gonna record this video real quick.
French far-right leader Badella says, "We will never vote in favor of PM Bayrou's government."
Okay, what news just dropped that it just moved like that? That was interesting. What was that? Alright, leader. RN will never vote in favor of PM Bayrou's government. Was that it? Okay. That moved the market that much? Interesting. Alright. S&P's on the grind up. It's breaking out. NASDAQ. Still sitting up there. Alright. I'm gonna post to YouTube now. That was a nice little sell-off, though. It's pretty cool. Gambler trader coming in with the sub. What's going on, bro? It's their game. We're just playing it. Yeah, like I was telling you guys before, I was long Intel for quite some time, and it was kind of a bet on government intervention. But I paper handed the position after just selling a lot of covered calls on them.
Fed bids for
Morning,
6-month
serial
bills total
trader.
$3.2
doing pretty
billion
well.
and 3-month bills total
Gambler
$3.6
Rising
billion.
channel. Okay. Now post to our last spot. Generally a bullish continuation pattern. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely looking bullish. Looking bullish. I got these rejection zones in mind here. NASDAQ's almost to the rejection zone, which is approximately 23,600. Trump acting like he was going to fix a corrupt, unfair system is making it worse. It's definitely interesting.
Order filled.
We're almost to the 600 level. We also hit TP2 on the 15-minute orb. So if you took those longs, nice job. That played out.
A critical minerals draft list notice has been posted in the Federal Register.
Okay. Patiently waiting for that 600. Hopefully it doesn't front run. It does love to do you like that. Yeah. I mean, I knew 600 was a potential, but I didn't think it was gonna happen. But it is happening now. I do think the 600 level is like a very nice short spot with very limited risk, because the target would be 23,400 if it does reject off here, and be right back into this trend line, or into this overall trend on like the 4-hour. Ultimately, I would like to see like the 23,350s play out. But after such a grind up today, I don't know that it's possible. There has to be some like really bad news for that to happen. Slowly agonizing grind up. Hopefully a heavy drop down if it does go down, yeah. So we'll see if the 21 EMA on the 3-minute chart tests again. That would be around like 23,560-ish. That's where I got a little partial order. Let's check our individual stocks.
In 10 minutes time now, at the bottom of
Sorry,
the hour,
guys, I'm a
the
little
US
bit
is due to
sick.
sell $82 billion in 3-month bills.
Okay,
The
Apple,
prior high yield was 4.13%, and the prior bid to cover was 2.7. The
Meta,
US is also due to sell $73 billion in 6-month bills, with a
Amazon,
prior high yield of 3.945% and a prior bid to cover
Tesla.
of 2.95.
Tesla may grind up to 350. Okay, Microsoft, Nvidia, hit 180, and Google. All right. So most of them are on the grind up. A couple of them do look a little bit weak, but there's probably more strength than weakness on those large techs.
Stop fill. Order filled.
All right, here comes the 600 test.
Order filled.
Front running just a couple scalps. If it drops here, you're gonna look for 544 for longs, whichever happens first. Okay. Yeah, let's see if it just blasts through 600.
Order filled.
Could possibly do it. I guess I have my limit of bracket orders. Interesting. I didn't know there was a limit on bracket orders. So there's 600 breaking through. Probably not going to be much short covering, I don't think. You made all of your NASDAQ trades, 3 of them, your daily limit last night. So you mostly been doing stocks. Costco's around 945, looks interesting. Dude, Costco is like so overvalued, it's nuts. But yeah, Costco has been a great stock to own. Very great stock. When you finally flip bullish, the market flips bearish. Yeah, we'll see. It's gotten to overbought on the 5-minute, 15-minute, not yet 30-minute. There's still no separation of the lows from the 9 EMA. The 9 and 20 are trading in tandem. Need to see a volatility spike to sell. It's been a nice clean grind up. S&P, like I was saying, was gonna join at some point. It looks like it's joining it now. Would love to see some rotation out of tech now with this with the NASDAQ pushing up so much. Let the SPY sit up here in the NASDAQ to sell off. Tushar. Yeah, I thought I was gonna be back on Tuesday. But we got back a little early. And I got a little bit sick too. Speculation is that consumer discretionary may rotate in if interest rates are cut. I thought it would be the opposite.
So just
guess
less than
that's
5 minutes
possible.
time now at the bottom of the
Voice news disconnected.
Yeah, that would make sense. Wow, why did my voice news just disconnect? Interesting. That was weird.
prior bid to cover of 2.95.
Okay, so we got some 6 and 3 month bills. Yeah, I know, gambler. When the market finally turns, it will likely form a clear visual consolidation. Agreed. Okay, so we did hit my little trend line here. Peaked out a little bit, but ultimately we hit it. So if it comes through and breaks out, I don't want to be in the shorts anymore. And honestly, the most disciplined thing would be to just end it for the day. I do feel a little bit sick, so I don't know. I don't know if I want to stay on for much longer. If it goes our way, I'll stay on for a bit longer. But yeah, I'm not feeling the hottest today. This is supposed to be a strong resistance level, but NQ does not seem to care about it. Yeah, forming a little bull flag, right at it. It's possible they do a little liquidity sweep too. Okay, also for anybody that's still in longs and playing the orb, the next TP is 23,630. And if it does break out, like, I'm not staying in shorts. My target today was 23,400. And well, 23,350 really, but I wanted to see about 23,400 for partials, but it definitely went the wrong way.
We're shortly expecting the results from both the US 3 and 6 month bill auctions.
You're short at 600, risking 20. Okay. Good luck. Trading pennies. The tell which you missed was the hold of the 23,450. Yeah, that little double bottom. Most definitely. Most definitely. Double bottom, then a little bit of a chop up, but really staying there, yep. Yeah, when I was watching that, I was like, the sellers aren't really stepping in. A little tiny rejection. We need to see like a 23,550 break. But then, like, that could just be a VWAP test. Not the best for shorts here. And there isn't really any catalyst available to really bring this down today. It's interesting how many people are buying up Nvidia before its earnings. Cause yeah, I kind of doubt that Nvidia is just gonna shoot up to like 200 a share after earnings. I sincerely doubt it. But anything's possible. I mean, we had Palantir rallying
Stop filled.
to insane levels. Okay, we got several stops here.
3-month high rate 4 spot 1%, 4 spot 1% with a bid cover of 3 spot 07, 3 spot 07. For the 6-month bills, high rate 3 spot 915% with a bid cover of 3 spot 36. So in the 3-month bills, the US sold $82 billion, awarding 93.03% of bids at high. And for the 6-month bill, the US sold $73 billion and awarded 33.19% of bids at high.
Honestly, this is the trend line right here, and it's like sitting right at it. It's sitting right there. See this downtrend, this selling channel, big sell-off, big jump up, a little bit of selling off here, and jump right back up to that level. It's very interesting to see. Let's try it.
Trump says that leaders of Congo and Rwanda are coming to the US soon. Trump adds there is some big personality conflict with Russia and Ukraine.
Okay, S&P's starting to lose the level a little bit. Let's take...
Order filled.
I can't do multiple bracket orders, that's dumb.
So the USGS
bring a
proposes
couple of these
including
down.
copper among critical minerals.
562. S&P started to show just a little bit of weakness. Nothing even close yet to a reversal. Let's do that. Okay, starting to see a little bit of a pullback. Nothing to get excited about. But I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. Let's see here. Bulls trying to go higher. Sellers need to come in anytime now. Close below 90. Yeah. Looking at 23,610 to take a single short on the MNQ as the pre-market high. Okay. Close below 90 on the 5-minute. That's an ambitious target. I'm just setting it for now, but we'll see what happens. Waiting the break. The plus 2.38 VWAP deviation right now stands at 23,619. But it's dynamic in nature, still going up. So far rejected on any attempt to break above the plus 2 VWAP deviation. Okay. Let it go, let it go. Don't come back up anymore. Sellers coming in. Let's see if they could hold it down. 560 is your new target. Serial trader 679 TP1. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Looks like yet another bounce on the 3-minute 21. So there it is. Another bounce. So it bounced 1, 2, I guess 2 times. So this is the third. So still looking bullish. Close below 83. That'll be a task because a bunch of buyers trying to defend there. Well, let's see. Shorts look tempting, but this rally is built to trap. Bounced off the 50 EMA on 1 minute. Okay. What is that? Monta Blue. Thank you for the sub.
Trump on South Korea says, I heard there were raids on churches. Trump on South Korea says, I heard they got into a US military base. Trump on South Korea says, I won't stand for that.
Okay. Okay, we fell through. Now we want 23,600 to become resistance. Still like a lot of bullish momentum though. 15-minute and the 5-minute got out of overbought territory. So a little bit of an RSI reset, but overall, like we need this thing to drop quite a bit more for us to really say, oh yeah, these shorts are a good idea. Still a bit further that needs to go down. Islamists raised their flag at Finland's most historic cathedral. Okay. Moving your target to 564, because that's where the 5-minute EMA is around. 564. Yeah, the 21 EMA. Let's see, S&P looks like it wants to go lower. S&P's like looking weaker than NASDAQ right now. So if the NASDAQ joins it, the S&P kind of joined it on the rally. If the NASDAQ joins the S&P here, it's going to come down to like 23,550. I don't know that it joins it. We obviously saw some tech rotation. It's possible it just stays up here. It is nice to see the S&P selling off. Russell's selling off, continuing. The Dow's continuing to sell off. You see, the Dow's had like a nice, way cleaner downtrend. This is like, this kind of stuff really makes me think, like, I wonder if I should just trade these indices sometimes, because the trends on these are just so much cleaner. You know? On like the S&P and the NASDAQ, it just seems like there's so much fakery. There's so much more like choppiness, so much more like fake outs. I don't know. Buy small pullbacks. Here comes the huge MAGA melt-up blast off. Mr. Ponzi, don't tell me you're going long now. Well, it might be a good long, but...
Trump on policing in Chicago says, we may or may not wait.
Are you actually bullish, Mr. Ponzi? Hopefully NQ follows, yep. Q's lagged the SPY in the rally the other day. Would have expected it to lead to the downside. Oh, it did lag? Really? Yeah, I guess it did lag a little bit. Maybe it's just been catching up slightly. Stop loss at break even now. Okay. Less index purchase involvement. Wait, Mr. Ponzi, you're actually bullish now? The biggest bear on the channel is now bullish? Need to close below 79 to give some confidence. Total control, no one will stop him. Bring up the performance versus each other. Yeah, let me check actually. Grinders rarely give up huge spikes. What do you mean by that, gambler? Like buyers are going to be stepping in more often on big spikes or what? Empire collapse is literally here. Good luck, folks. NASDAQ gives so much movement per swing. Yeah, true. Okay, let's see. NQ versus ES.
The French Green Party leader Marine Tondelier says Green Party will vote against Bayrou confidence motion. French far-right leader Marine Le Pen says RN will vote against Bayreu's confidence motion.
Okay, there we go. Qs versus SPY. Okay. So basically, ever since, let's see here, ever since August 13th,
Trump on US
tech's
stakes in
been
companies says,
selling
I want
off
to try to get
compared
as much as I can.
to the SPY. NASDAQ's been selling off compared to the SPY.
Trump on
It's
Intel
like a little
stakes
bit of
says, I want many
strength
more
came
cases
back,
like
but
it.
overall it's like it's selling off compared to it. But today it kind of rallied against the SPY. Alright, let's see if this little bear flag forming. Alexandria, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the channel. Gambler trader price usually climbs in small, steady steps instead of explosive vertical moves.
Trump
On
on
a
Intel
grind-up
says, I
day.
just made $11 billion for the US.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, today's been a little bit of a grind up day. Yeah. Hard to say exactly when the fiat currency collapse will lead to 300 plus rallies in the stock indices per year.
Trump says, I
Yeah,
want
that'd be
Intel
nuts.
to do well. Trump says there will be other cases.
That'd be absolutely insane.
Stop field.
Okay, that's our 60-40 stopped out.
Order filled.
Trump
It's
touts,
coming right back up.
Friday's stock market rally.
Coming right back up.
Stop
There it
field.
goes. Stopping us out from a bunch. Still got 9 deep.
Order filled. Order filled.
Came up to 610. They tried at least, yeah. Yeah, they tried. They tried and then did some
Trump
short
on
covering
tariffs
right
says,
there.
I can use them to stop wars.
What's Trump talking about? Well, I guess Trump's talking about the stock rally and everything. He's talking about tariffs being able to stop wars, all that stuff. All right. 3,
Stop field.
2. Ay, ay, ay. $6.14.
Trump on air support and war in Ukraine says, I have not discussed specific security guarantees.
Man, NASDAQ's just rallying. It's just going. It was like I'm looking at the Qs versus the SPY, the ratio. And the NASDAQ just huge green candle. So much tech buying right now.
Trump says the US will be involved in backing security guarantees.
Stop field.
All right. Well, if we hit, I think I just gotta stop out.
Order filled.
There we
Trump
go.
says Europe will give significant security guarantees.
All right, guys. Well, we kind of got grinded up, and this trend line looks like it's breaking. So if it does break 650, then I guess we're targeting all-time highs.
French Socialist Party MP Delaporte says, I do not see
But
how you
I
can vote
may
in
honestly
favour
end early
of
here
Beirut's
because I'm
government confidence."
feeling a bit sick. Took some
Trump on war
trades,
in Ukraine says, "We
didn't
deal with
go our
NATO,
way.
We don't really deal with Ukraine.
So I may just end it here early, get some rest, get some strength for tomorrow's day, and yeah. Let's see. Just checking that I didn't miss anything you guys said. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end early here, guys. It sounds like a good number of y'all.
Trump on the war in
Ended green
Ukraine
today,
says
though.
we spend no money on Ukraine anymore.
So that's good news. So I'm gonna run the outro real quick. Me and my sick self. So yeah, if you guys thanks Zero Trident. Thank you guys. If you guys took the if you look on the, well, never mind. You don't see it. Here, I'll show it to you. Right here. If you guys took the 15-minute orb, good job. Because it looks like we're grinding up to TP3. Really nice entry today into the orb for the bullish breakout. I had some trend lines set that kind of guided my decision making a little bit against this, but overall got grinded up a little bit. So for those of you guys that are nice and green, you know what? I'm happy for y'all. Good job. Yeah, the orb today played out very nicely. You already got 2-to-1 risk to reward. You had multiple opportunities to go long here. But if you were playing against the trend like I was today, you know what? That's alright too. That's alright, because sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. And that's just the name of the game. That's how it happens. Definitely a possibility of rejection around these levels too. We are around our whole gray box here as resistance, so that may happen, but I'm not too worried about missing it. So I appreciate all you guys, appreciate the support. Thanks for joining me on Monday, late notice. I did get back a little bit early, and yeah, hope to see you guys bright and early tomorrow. I appreciate all of y'all. Hope you guys do well. Take care. See you guys in the next one. Love y'all. Peace.